Welcome to Casa Vira Oracle. My name's Elisa. I'm a holistic coach. And when I say a holistic coach, I mean I take care of your body, your mind, and your spirit through gentle pattern recognition. And I specialize in inner child healing. Today I'm going to do a reading, and it's going to be for all signs, but specifically around the inner child and what the inner child wants you to know. I say this all of the time, but the inner child, their voice is the key to your next rising moment, and you rise whenever you fall deeper in love with yourself. To fall deeper in love with yourself can often be very confronting. Sometimes it's choosing something opposite of what we think is good for us. Whenever we're working with the inner child, we're not allowing a childish voice to dominate us, but we're deeply listening to what they're saying, the emotion behind what it is that they're saying, and then we're connecting to that emotion, what it is that they're needing, and how can we give that to ourselves right now. That way we're not projecting all of these emotions onto other people. Whenever we're not projecting something on other people, we are not outsourcing our power. Source, God, Spirit, is coming to us every day, all day long, wants to help us, wants to shine through us. And that gives us our energy. That gives us the will to go to the next big moment of our life, or the next simple moment, or the next restful moment. It's what gives us the opportunity to lean into grace, to give ourselves compassion, to give other people compassion. And ultimately, it's so satisfying. And that's what our inner child is really desiring, I believe, is satisfaction, is to feel deeply nourished, deeply held, to know that they're important, to know they no longer need to perform for love, but specifically your love. So to help them come into this space of belonging, we need to become really safe adults. We need to learn to speak safely to the inner child within us. We need to learn to deeply listen. We need to help them take action towards their goals, their dreams, and we also need to provide them opportunity to rest, to hear themselves, to play, to be creative. Okay, so with that, let's get our first card. I like to start with this deck. I've been working with this deck for several years. I got it on a trip to Taos. I would go to Taos. Ooh, that one popped out. I'd go to Taos all the time to unravel emotions and to listen to the land. And I think that's where I really began to give myself the opportunity to be alone and to hear and to have space. Often as children, we were never given space. If we were given space, it was a timeout because we were in trouble, but just intentional, like time in a cocoon of self-reflection without judgment is not something that a lot of us have received. And so however you can create that for yourself is going to be really important to your expansion. Deep emotions, unknown feelings, past life influences. I'm sorry, the card is backwards, but I'm not going to flip it. What's really important is just to see the picture. This card is a 15, which is also a 6. 6 has a lot to do with the physical plane, and there's something that is not coming together for you on the physical that's creating these deep emotions, and the deep emotions are bringing up like, am I going to get what I want? Is it okay to actually want what I want? And then I think what's happening is a self-protective mechanism is you're convincing yourself that you do not want what you want, that it's not okay for you to have it. I'm going to use this as an example. Let's talk about like when you're on your single journey, and for a long time you would really like a partner. You would really like just to be in love. And then you go on like a healing journey where you need to learn to be alone, right? To have self-authority or self-sufficiency or self-sovereignty. But then we have almost this extreme over here where it's just like, I'm fine being alone. I'm fine being single. I love my single girl journey. And you're embracing that and you're being fulfilled in it, but there's almost like this illusion that you're creating for yourself so that you aren't hurt because you're not getting what it is that you want when you would like to have it. Words are spells. If you want something, do not tell yourself that you don't want it. So if what you're really wanting is love or connection, or you could use more abundance in your life to bring ease to your life, don't try to convince yourself that you don't want that you're not spiritual if you desire that. You're here to have a human experience. Guess what humans need? Humans need nourishment. Humans need a sustainable income. Humans need love. And not just love from the trees. Like, it's great that you can go out into nature and you can be in love with yourself and be in love with the land. That's beautiful. But allow yourself to desire love through human connection. That is painful often when your inner child did not receive the love that they really wanted to receive from a parent. So what we do as self-protection is we say we don't want this thing. We don't need this thing. Sometimes the thing that we want is just to like not have pressure to be perfect. Sometimes that's what the deep emotions are about. It's like there's just too much pressure, but if we give up control on that one thing, like everything's gonna crumble or fall apart. And yeah, this card is telling you that past lives are influencing. And I don't want you to think about past lives as like, and it can be, right, actual other lifetimes that you have lived. But I just want you to think about the past. The things that have happened in the past that are influencing you right now and that are influencing your emotions. And can you go into that space and time and can you tell yourself, oh, I see. You can want what you want. You can have it. You're not going to get in trouble because you want it. You don't have to be sneaky. You can be bold with it. You can say, this is what I desire. And while you're waiting for that which you desire, you can take inspired action towards it. You know what? I'm on the dating apps right now. Do you know how many spiritual people like do not go on dating apps? The men on there are shit. Stay off of them. You're not trusting God if you go on the dating apps. Do you know what I decided? I decided that my future partner does not need to come to me through a dating app, but it's a door that I can open because I'm being intentional. I'm living in the energy of that which I desire, but I'm also going to put effort towards that which I desire. So that effort might look like looking for a few minutes every day, getting curious, being true in my expression, being like, why am I opposed to this? What part of me is saying, no, not that, it has to be this? And going into that work, even in my inner child, like, where is that coming from? Where's that? Like, allowing yourself to truly show up in what it is that you desire without like guilt and shame or like, what are people going to think about me? That's not in alignment with the person that I present that I am. Your inner child is so sick of performing for your love. They're so tired of it. They've had to do it their whole life and they're tired of it. They want to be accepted. They want it to be okay, that they like what they like, that they want what they want, and that it's okay. I feel a sneeze coming on, which I think is energy. Well, I don't sneeze very often. Give me a second. All right, it's gonna go away. Let's see what the earth says. What does the earth say? This is vigilance. So this is stone people. We've had this card before in inner child healing, but it says vigilance, and it's to be vigilant with your self-care, with the practices that you're putting towards who it is that you want to be, but what they're saying is your micro habits. To be vigilant with your micro habits. A lot of us, it's like all or nothing. We don't have the balance. We don't even understand how to have the balance because it comes from a space of unworthiness, of not enoughness. We have to go all the way over here so we can be enough. That gets absolutely exhausting. So then we stay there and we cycle in there and our body burns out, or we even become critical of ourselves. We become critical of other people, or we're all the way over here where it's like we're not even going to start. We're just going to avoid it. So over here, hypervigilance is almost like anxiousness, and over here, not stepping into it is avoidance. They're saying Be vigilant in what it is that you desire. And vigilance is not to hustle, right? It holds a very different energy. It actually sounds softer. It's to take intentional action to show up for yourself so that you develop self-trust. But part of self-trust is not to be pushy and to overdo. You don't want to push your inner child around. You don't want to push yourself around. That you have to succeed at this, again, to be worthy. But how can we inspire ourselves to do the little things that are going to add up, that are showing the universe every day, hey, I step towards what I desire in faith. And then eventually, the world begins to reflect that to me. It's never the opposite way around. People always want like the evidence before the action. It's the action. And then things start falling in place, right? Because you're the key and your actions are the key. Well, you can't unlock different levels until you put your key in. That's very important. Grounding my energy. So I love this with the stone people. So now we have like all this earth and now they're like ground it, because this is what you need when you're deep in the waters of emotion. When you are deep in the water, what I want you to think of is the opposite is the medicine. So when you're super watery, what you need for balance is often going to be grounded. When you're super kind of stuck, like let's say grounded, what you need is to go into the water and flow, right? It says on the back, it is safe to be in my body. And they're telling you that this is something that you need to consistently do for your healing. When you were a kid, you probably were not safe in your body. You might have not had autonomy. Maybe other people told you how to dress, where to go, what you could say. Maybe you were physically punished. Okay? You have to teach yourself through repetition, I'm safe now. And the way that you do that is you give your body what your body is desiring. When your body needs food, we want to give it good food, but without the pressure, without the guilt, without the shame. That doesn't help us. When your body needs a bath, it gets to go in. When it needs a walk, you go for the walk. But you have to listen. When it needs to back off a little bit, let it back off. And when I'm saying back off, I'm saying a bunch of like equipment and heavy weights. But then sometimes when you're feeling really stagnant, what your body wants is to move and is to hold that weight to show that it's cultivating strength. Right now, in this time of emotions, especially with the eclipse, it's going to be very important to come into your body. You can do this in very intentional ways. Coming into your body does not just mean exercise. It does not just mean yin. Coming into your body can be holding a cup of tea. It can be taking a breath. The body is earth. So it's just your human experience. It's enjoying textures. It's sinking into your pillows. It's watching the movie. It's getting out of your head and the clutter of the mind, and then being like, where is this coming from? And try to spot your patterns. If you have a hard time spotting your patterns, that's my specialty. Connect with me on Instagram. I do one-on-one coaching sessions through Zoom, and I also do one-on-one oracle reads, and they're fantastic. I love to help people spot the patterns and then come up with very easy solutions to become more self-expressive, to become safer within themselves, and to cultivate more self-trust. We're going to pull a water card now after that grounding one to see what the grounding is offering us. I embrace wisdom, joy, and prosperity. So this is a goddess card, and the goddess is of fertility. Whenever we are in our deep emotions and we have unknown feelings, our emotions are asking for us to know them. They're saying, can you meet me? I need you to meet me here. Okay. Then it's saying the emotions are coming from the past. It's saying to come out of that, we need to be vigilant with what it is that we need, what it is that our goals are, what it is that feels good for us. Okay. And then we do that by grounding and becoming safe in the body, because if we do those steps, now we are fertile ground. We're fertile ground because love exists here within us. Now we've shifted. Instead of being anxious, instead of hustling, instead of performing, instead of chasing, well, now we're just this beautiful, fertile earth. We've allowed ourselves to take a breath. We've allowed ourselves to be nourished. We've come into our heart. And now when we're in our heart, now we're creating the space and opening for, it says, wisdom. That's going back into the past and looking at the lesson. Joy, that's being expressed. That's what joy is. Joy is to be expressed. And then prosperity, right? That means to, when I see prosperity, a lot of people see coins and money. I see blooming. It's to bloom, to prosper is to grow. It's to expand. And that can look outside of you. But what I want you to focus on is inside of you. And then the outer world is going to reflect that too. Let's get an animal card. What animal, spirit, is guiding us and helping us in this path? The inner child coming into prosperity. If you hear me mumbling, it's because I mumble to myself when I'm channeling. Jaguar. I know that. Yesterday I was driving and a car went in front of me. It said Jaguar. And I started doing a lot of shamanic journeying while traveling. And it says charisma, shamanic gifts. Do you know what a vision quest is? So you go on, a lot of people go for like medicine journeys, or we'll do like meditations, we'll go to yoga classes. A vision quest is when you allow yourself to go deep into what it is that you see, and why is it that you're seeing it that way? And is there a filter over what it is that you're seeing, or is it clear? And then a lot of times you need to go into it so you can wipe it away, right? There's like these foggy patches where it's blurry, or you're seeing an old picture, an old movie. Jaguar supports this. It says charisma. Their charisma is, they're strong, they don't back down. They kind of like, they rule like they're plane, right? The only plane, and now I'm seeing like an actual airplane, that you need to think about is your own and how you can fly it. You're not responsible for anyone else's. You're thinking about your own habitat. And can your habitat support you? Is it supporting you? Jaguars are very regal. And both of these cards together are very, very regal. Why? Because you're a child of the divine. And now we're treating ourselves as if we're a child of the divine. This lady is putting a crown on. We're not taking away our value because we don't have all of the answers, or because sometimes we get triggered, or sometimes we react from an old place. Oh my God, I did that a couple days ago to a man online. I think I projected all over him. I know I did. And then I went into a 2-day vision quest and I saw like where it came from, but I didn't take off my crown. I didn't go into, oh my God, I'm so stupid. Oh my God, I've got to run away. Oh my God, I'm never going to be able to look this person in the eyes. That's not divine. Divine is love. Divine is love. And you wear that. You cloak yourself with love, with self-love. Remember, the rise is falling. Deeper in love with yourself. You deserve that. You deserve to be so deeply in love with yourself. Because when you are, you're in love with your experience, and you're in love with others too. And that's why we're here. We're here to live union, not separation. Expressing and accepting respect for myself and others increases my inner strength. They're saying you need to respect yourself and respect other people. And that's what I was just saying. When you can see with eyes of love, you can respect other people's journeys. Instead of making people red flags or green flags, they can just be neutral. They can just be a person. And so can you. You can accept yourself. Part of accepting, I think, is to respect. It's to allow yourself to have the experience that you need and to trust yourself with that. And see, it says it increases my inner strength. When your inner strength is increased, your inner magnetism is increased. At the top, it says strong with dignity. Not strong with inflated ego or superiority. Strong with dignity. That's a little different, right? Okay. Last card, and we'll let this be done. I think we're about almost 21 minutes now. That's a good amount, I think, for a reading. At least one that's not a one-on-one. But if you found this reading, it's for you. And please like and subscribe it. My channel would appreciate it. And when I say my channel, I mean the divine through me. Because the divine through me desires to be expressed and desires to connect with other people that are open and receptive. And I love to know, like, who it is and who they are. And that's just really fun. Reclaim your innocence, of course. Do you see the child? And it's in like a dragon that's a bird. Reclaiming your innocence is to go back to before you were coded with all the things that this world has told you that you are not. And remember who Creator, Spirit, God has told you that you are. And you stand in that space. And you stand in that power. That power is yours. Creator expresses itself through you as you. And what we want is for that expression to be really clear and really pure. And that's why a lot of us, we do the hard work. We go into the past and we say, this isn't going to rule me anymore. I'm not gonna let it pull me around by the neck. I'm gonna stand up strong and tall, and I'm gonna wear my crown, and I'm gonna go and I'm gonna dig, but I'm digging with the intention to grow something beautiful. And the thing that I'm growing beautiful is going to be my impact. It's going to be my mission on this world. And that could be just to love people as they are, to hold so much grace. And to do that, we must do it for ourselves. Thank you so much for joining me today. It was absolutely delightful. It's time for me to drink another glass of water and then make some tea. And then I think I'm gonna rest today. Hey, if you're interested in a one-on-one reading, I'd love to do that for you. You can follow me on Instagram. My website is still under construction, but you can go to casavira.net if you want to read more about me, read more about my offerings. I also have a cute little Etsy shop where I make crystal earrings. These are some of mine. These are bone and wood, but I work mostly with crystals, and those are available to whoever wants them. My intention behind making them is that you stand in your power and that you claim your beauty exactly as you are, and that you remember that you hold a divine design. You are worthy, you are loved, you are valuable, and until next time.